contaminations. So if your pet has had a lifelong diet of dried kibble, common in pets diagnosed with lymphoma, same as humans if your cat or dog. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Kidney Coach YouTube channel. I am naturopath Fiona Chin, co-founder of Kaigenesis and of the Kidney Disease Solution. And today I wanted to do a video about treating kidney disease in our family, furry friends, and our pets in cats and dogs. Let's start by having a look at kidney disease in our animals. So kidney disease affects about 1 to 3% of all cats and about 0.5 to 1.5% of all dogs. And it's actually one of the leading causes of death in cats as they age. So it is actually something that's really great to know about, things that you can do to treat and actually things that you can do to prevent decline in kidneys as our pets get older. In dogs, it's going to be the Samoyed, the German Shepherd, the English Cocker Spaniel, and the Bull Terriers are actually more prone to kidney disease. And in cats, it's generally the Persian type breeds. But in reality, if the conditions are right, any of our pets can go on to end up with diminished kidney function if we're not careful or if we're not doing the right things for our pets. So what is different in our animals is that we obviously can't do, or we don't tend to do, kidney transplants and dialysis for our pets. So when we're looking at how to treat kidney disease, it's very different for pets versus our human friends. And also that I think preventing kidney disease in our pets is something that we should really, as pet owners, be really thinking about, because it's harder for our pets to tell us when there's something wrong. You know, animals are very stoic by nature. They don't tend to tell us when things are going on. And ironically, most dogs and cats in kidney failure produce actually huge quantities of urine. It's not that their urine flow diminishes, which is something that people would often look for. And unless you're having annual routine blood tests, diminished kidney function can often go completely unnoticed by pet parents unless you absolutely know what you're looking for, or unless it gets caught up, it gets tested and caught just as a offside when you're having other bloods done. So early detection and renoprotective treatments are designed to slow the progression and the loss of damage to neurons. So causes of chronic kidney disease in pets, well, there are quite a lot of potential causes for kidney decline. But one that your vet probably isn't going to tell you about, and one that doesn't get spoken about much, is the impact of diet. So dried commercial pet foods are a pet hate of mine. And that's mainly because the pet food labeling in the US, and I'm pretty sure in Australia as well, it's not regulated. So what ingredients they put on those Eukanuba or whatever brand it is, it may not actually be true. So you may think you're feeding your pet something and the label says one thing and you may be feeding it another. You've got to remember that every chemical, binder, filler, which all these commercial cheap dried pet foods are filled with, processed through the kidneys, and it's the kidneys that have to take out all of those contaminations. So if your pet has had a lifelong diet of dried kibble, that's going to add strain to their kidneys. And it's also because they have to drink far more water to compensate for being on dried food. Actually, in the wild, our pets eat a very, very high moisture-rich diet. In fact, about 70% of their moisture is picked up through their diet from eating raw prey. When you have a dried food model, they're missing out on all that moisture. And that is part of the reason that the kidneys are put under duress if they're on a lifetime diet of that. And again, the other thing too is that, I guess, if you're feeding your pet a commercial dried food every day, for me, that's the equivalent of feeding your pet McDonald's or KFC every day. And you, as being a human, know that if you were to eat the same thing day in, day out, dried, highly processed kibble, what that would do to your body. It's no different to our pets. You know, in the wild, they would eat a raw prey food sort of model. And I kept looking at Hickson dogs walking past the window, but that's what all my dogs have always been fed. They're on a raw, what we call prey diet. So they get whole animal and things like that with vegetables. And then I do things to make sure that I'm looking after their microbiome and anti-inflammatories and those sort of things. So I stay away from any kibble. And if I do feed any kibble, it is dehydrated, raw, dry food, things like Ziwi Peak, I'm trying to find the other brand. It's sitting just on the table over there, but I may use that as a bit of a topper. So, and again, that's dehydrated protein. So then they'll still be having to drink a bit more water because that is dehydrated food. But my dogs only get that as a treat or a topper or something like that. So definitely doesn't make the bulk of my food. So yeah, as you can tell, then I'm going to be a massive advocate for a whole raw, natural, moisture-rich diet, but I'll get to that a little bit more in a moment. Other causes of kidney disease in cats and dogs can include things like bacterial infections that can get down into the kidneys, chronic high blood pressure, poisoning. We often see, you know, if a dog's or a cat's been baited, they go into acute renal failure, urinary blockage. So if they've got urinary stones and things like that in there, is more common in pets diagnosed with lymphoma. Same as humans, if your cat or dog has got diabetes, they're going to be far more prone to kidney disease. Again, same as in humans, certain medications, including the non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, which might be used if your animal has arthritis, and some cardiac medications and some antibiotics. There is a familial renal disease, so hereditary, chronic long-term inflammation, which can come with a lot of conditions and diseases that our pets can get, like arthritis and other things like that. And chronic low levels of vitamin D can contribute to the onset of diabetes in pets, which then in turn can set off kidney disease. So when you do your annual checkups, it might be worth just checking vitamin D levels in your pets. And vitamin D in pets is a whole other sort of thing. They really have to get it through their diet because of their coats. They don't absorb vitamin D the same way humans do. So things like sardines are a great source of vitamin D for your pets if you need to get that in there. I hope that you found it useful. If you did, give us a like. Remember to hit subscribe so you'll get notified anytime we put out new content. And if you have a comment or need some specific help, chuck it in the comment section below. I'm always looking at the comments and I will promise to get back to you. Have a beautiful day. Thanks again for being part of our kidney community. And until next time, I'll see you then. Bye.